Hey guys, it's 258. Welcome back to Your Family and You. This is chapter 8. It's called Daring. Don't you worry about me. Even though I feel like Daring is supposed to be Darling. I'm not sure why. That's how I feel about it. I'm not sure. Because sometimes this typo can, come out of anywhere. Anyways, since this is not technically, I'm just gonna explain this. This is a story that's ongoing, which means like it's still being written. It's still like not out. It's not fully out. So I'm not gonna be focusing on trying to finish this one quickly, unlike the other 5 that I already scheduled out for an upload schedule. Since this one is currently being made while I'm reading, we're literally chapter 8 came out like yesterday, and I'm recording right now. So it's gonna be a random one that's just whatever day I decide I'm gonna just upload it. Anyways, chapter 8. I wonder what this is gonna be about, because we all know it's not gonna be about Twilight telling Max about Kid. I'm still mad like she doesn't tell him, because Kid, and I'm freezing for some reason, because I'm surprised I'm actually freezing. Alright, anyways guys, let's hop right into it. Chapter 8. Don't keep thinking it's Darling, but it's Daring. Don't you worry about me, at least for right now. So remind me, what's this again? What's this is for again? Oh man, shut up, phone. It's a holiday party, Ever answered. She was propped up on the armrest of the couch, a foreleg holding her head up. The bored expression on her face contrasted with the festive party hat that had rested on her head at an angle. Yes, but what holiday exactly? I asked, turning my own party hat around in my hands. It was made from purple paper, had a small pink starburst across its surface. Pinky had thrust it upon me in the moment she had pranced through the door a few minutes ago, without so much as a word for what it was for. But if I know, Vera grunted. She yawned, her 6 fangs flashing in the light before she smacked her lips. Oh yeah, Vera's the meat eater. It'd be great if there was some sugary food, though. I need a serious pick-me-up. Go make some coffee, I said, not glancing up. I can't, came the reply. Lowering the hat, I gave her a confused look. What? Why can't you? I know we have coffee. I made some for Twilight earlier. Because it's too far away, Ever whined, waving her forehooves weakly towards the kitchen archway. I wouldn't mind. Oh, suck it up, you big baby. Returning my attention to the hat, I gave it one last look over before shrugging and placing it down on the coffee table. Picking up the glass of orange juice I had sit down there earlier, I made to sit down on the couch as well, only for a knock at the door to stop me. Max, can you get that, please? My hooves are a little preoccupied, Twilight called from the kitchen, her words followed by a giggle from Pinky. On it, I said, stepping around the coffee table. I shuffled to the door, OJ still in hand. I took a swig from it before grabbing the handle. As the door swung open, there came a startling gasp from the other side. Oh, darling, my goodness, your hair. So is it? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be. Is it Daring? Or actually it might be. Darling, you're so daring. Ah, now I'm thinking about it like that. Glancing down, I clocked an eyebrow at the 3 mares that were standing there. Rarity had a hoof to her muzzle, and Applejack had a stunned look on her face. The only one that didn't seem affected by my change in appearance was Fluttershy, who just smiled shyly. What about it? I asked, running my free hand through my now short hair. 3 pairs of eyes twitched as I spoke, and Fluttershy's smile grew a tiny bit. You cut it? Rarity stammered. Why in the world did you cut it? Maybe a little trim up, sure, but to get rid of most of your hair? What on Equus possessed you to do that? Because it was getting too long and I wanted it shorter before the weather got warmer, I offered, giving her a confused look. Upon glancing at the other 2, I noticed that they were staring as well. What does it matter? It's just hairs. It'll grow back. That may be, darling, but now it makes your facial scar stand out even more, Rarity said, having finally composed herself. Well, shorter hair certainly makes you look more mature, along with the scar it also makes you look more rougher, as it were. A good balance of the 2 would have worked perfectly, but no, you just lopped it all off instead, like some barbarian, and you don't even touch your beard, which probably needed it more. Oh, don't you go on about the beard, alright? The beard stays, and that only gets a trim because Twilight likes it, alright? The trim stays. I mean, the beard. The beard gets trimmed. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but Max doesn't fully shave the beard because it's one of Twilight's, what Twilight likes. Alright, where were we? I stared at her for a moment before rolling my eyes and stepping to the side. Good to see you too, Rarity. Now get your flings in here. Thank you, darling, she said as she trotted past. Why, thanks, Sugar Cube, Applejack said as she followed Rarity and said, good to see you're doing alright. Haven't seen much of you lately with you being all cooped up in the library all day. She paused while wiping her hooves off on the welcome map. And that's mighty weird accent you've got there, if you don't mind me saying. My face clenched. I don't have an accent. Oh goodness, yes, Fluttershy said softly as she fluttered inside. I wasn't going to say anything, but the way you roll your R's, it reminds me of a kitten purring. I don't roll my R's. Partner, you're doing it right now. What are you talking about? He's not rolling his R's. Is he? I don't know. I don't think so. I studied both of them for a moment before turning my head and calling back into the library. Oi, Twilight, come here. What? She poked her head out of the kitchen. Is something wrong? What do you need? Tell these two that I don't roll my R's. I said, gesturing towards Fluttershy and Applejack. By now, Rarity had moved further into the library and was hanging up the streamers that she had pulled from her saddlebags. What are you talking about? Twilight asked with a frown. See, I said, turning smilingly back to the pair. I don't roll my... Of course you roll your R's. Twilight continued as though it was painfully obvious. You do it regardless of whether the R is the start of the word, in the middle, or at the end. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure how you hit some of those middle ones. I gaped at her. What are you talking about? No, just no. I do not roll my R's. I don't know what you all smoked before you came over, but no, just no. That doesn't happen. Hell no. I've got a Michigander accent. It's a lazy accent. That means that our T's sounds like D's. We mash certain words together in a slurred abomination to save time. We clip all of our hard consonants and a glottal stop. There's absolutely no R rolling involved at all. Period. Twilight stared blankly at me. Say carpentry. I'll say beggar. And the Royal Regicide relay was rescheduled. Okay, now say... I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Twilight, what are you trying to make my boy say? Tachayarafmia. What? Taki wachomajigger. Good, now say hippopotamus. I'm not gonna say these random words. Hippopotamus monstrosus equipped allophobia. Go fuck yourself. You roll your R's, Twilight said before ducking back into the kitchen. I glared at her where she had been a moment ago, before muttering under breath, roll my fucking R's. Bullshit, I'll roll your fucking R's across the fucking floor. Don't think I won't, still grumbling. I went to shut the door only to pause, sticking my head outside. I glanced around before looking back at the new arrivals. Hey, where's the prismatic one? I invited her, but she was a little too busy reading, Applejack said, rolling her eyes. If you don't know, just say so, I huffed, shutting the door. Draining the last of my orange juice, I limped across the room. There was a soft gasp, and then Fluttershy was by my side in a flutter of wings. I love kindness so much, she's adorable. Oh no, is your lick still bothering you? She asked. If you want, I can fly back to my cottage and grab some medicine that should help with the pain. No, it's fine, I said quickly. It doesn't hurt, it's just a little stiff. I'll be fine, thank you. Stretching behind her, I moved around her and flopped down next to her again. Well, if you're sure, Fluttershy said hesitantly. She gave me a critical look before moving on to help the others with the decorations. For the next half hour or so, Avera and I watched as the library was slowly transformed into a more festive atmosphere. Yellow and green streamers were hung from the ceiling and shelves, the spiral shape causing them to twist and turn in the gentle breeze that blew in through the open windows. Balloons of various colors and shapes were inflated, and most of them were tied down on several pieces of furniture, but a handful of them were allowed to wander wherever the breeze took them. That attracted Piracy's attention from upstairs, and soon she was excitedly chasing the free balloons around the library. Partway through, Ebony wandered up from the basement and took up residence on the couch as well, watching Piracy as she raced around the perimeter of the room after a pair of blue and green balloons, which may or may not have had a blue aura of magic around them. When I asked her where Primrose was, she just shrugged, sleeping. The decorating complete, Rarity, Applejack, and Fluttershy chatted happily together while also decking themselves out in a stylish headgear. Rarity had a pink tiara made of hearts, while Fluttershy had a purple top hat covered in cyan flowers, and lastly, Applejack had traded her plain brown Stetson hat for a large red one with white apples on it. Now properly dressed, Rarity started up some party music on an old gramophone in the corner, and before long, the three of them were dancing. That's interesting. Should we join them? Ebony asked quietly as she started to get up. I ain't getting up, Everett muttered. Everett's just so lazy right now, sinking even further back into the couch. I nodded. My legs tells me no, and I'm inclined to listen to it. Oh, Ebony settled back down. Okay then. Eventually, Twilight and Pinkie emerged from the kitchen, carrying with them cakes, cupcakes, cookies, and a large bowl of punch, which they placed down on the central table in the middle of the room. Rarity and Fluttershy moved to join them, but Applejack kept on dancing. The sight of the food perked her up. Oh, sweet mama, yes. Alright, every pony, Pinkie cheered as she pronked around the food, her purple and gold fez bouncing with her. The treats are ready, then the punch is made, and you know what that means. It's time to eat, Ever asked eagerly. Something to tell Max what holiday this is, I called out. It's time to party, Ebony offered after rolling her eyes at the two of us. It's time to party, Pinkie cheered before sticking a yellow party horn in her mouth just as she went to blow it through. Though the front door burst open and in walked the walking gay pride parade. What? What? Oh, that last part. What? I am shooketh. I don't understand. What Max just said. Hey, at Twilight, aren't you excited that her words were interpreted as Pinky blew the party horn right in front of her face? Startled, Rainbow took several steps back. Oh, don't call Rainbow that. That got me so confused. Don't call Rainbow that. I know she has a rainbow-colored mane and all that, but don't call her that. Rainbow took several steps back, her eyes wide. What the? So glad you finally made it, Twilight said as she levitated a glass of punch over herself. Her horn was hidden under her white party hat, so the magic made it glow like a lantern. I instantly snickered before casting a sideways glance at Ebony. Don't even think about it, she said. I ain't still dancing Applejack. Rainbow hesitantly stepped further into the library. What's everybody doing here? We're having a holiday party. What holiday is? I'm so like Max doesn't understand, neither do I, and I'm like, is this just a random party they're doing? Pinky said loudly before blowing the party horn into Rainbow's face again. Confetti exploded out of it, showering the prismatic Pegasus and bits of colored paper. Brushing the paper from her mane, Rainbow gave her an unconvinced look. So, what holiday would today be? Thank you, I cried from the couch, throwing my arms into the air and earning myself a confused look from Rainbow. Someone else finally asked. National Random Holiday Party Day, woohoo! Pinkie Pie cheered, leaping up into her hind legs. I've never heard of it either, Rary said as she walked up to Rainbow. She took a sip of her drink before adding, but the punch is quite tasty. I feel like this is just Pinkie just having a day to just celebrate. I feel like that's it. Pinkie grabbed Rainbow and pulled her close. You might say the secret ingredient is. She peered around quickly before leaning in and whispering loudly in Rainbow's ear, a secret. Oh my god, Pinkie, don't do this. Smiling wildly, she released Rainbow before bouncing off. Hey, Ebony, ever muttered out of the corner of her mouth. I'm thirsty. Can you snag me some of that punch? 2, please, I added, holding up 2 fingers. She gave us a bemused look. What can't you get up and get yourself more? Because the big guy is injured and I'm lazy, Aurora answered. Unbelievable, Ebony grumbled, but her horn lit up and soon all 3 of us were sipping away at some punch. It had a fruity taste to it, an odd blend of pineapple and blueberries. There was also a hint of spice to it, but I had no clue where that came from. Wait, you guys are having a party? Rainbow asked, her ears playing back. How come nobody bothered to invite me? Applejack paused in her dancing and gave her a deadpan look. I came to invite you personally, but it seems you were a speck too busy reading that last Daring Do book for the 12th time. Rainbow smirked as she grabbed a drink from the tray that Twilight offered to her. Yeah, 3 months and 26 days. I'll be able to read the next one. Rainbow, no. She wanted to take a sip, only to do a spectate at Twilight's next words. I still feel like Twilight needs to tell Max here. Oh, you haven't heard? The release of the next book got pushed another 2 months. 2 more months? Rainbow gasped, staring at Twilight aghast. I've been waiting so long already. I don't think I can take another 2 months. I'll never make it. You're fine, boy. People have to wait a whole 6 years to finish your human do, and I'm here like, I got it all, mostly all of it, done with it already. Her legs trembled for a moment before she collapsed to the floor. Walking up to Rainbow, Fluttershy rubbed her back. Yeah, I can vouch for that. Drama Queen Aurora muttered into her cup. I don't even know she was a reader, Ebony said into her cup. You wouldn't know who she was. She's a tomboy. Looking up, Rainbow gave Twilight her look. Did they give a reason? So I shrugged. The publisher just said another AK yearling won't... said Arthur. I don't know how to say Arthur. Arthur or AK yearling won't be able to finish the book for another 2 months. She paused for a moment before smiling. Her hat lit up again and she levitated up a tray of sweets. Cupcakes? Leaning over, Aurora muttered under her breath. Hey, Ebony? Already on it, Ebony sighed, her horn glowing. Growling, Rainbow got to her heels and glared at Twilight. How could you possibly know that before me? I'm the series' biggest fan. I'm just as big a fan as you, Twilight defended, unaware that the cupcake tree had left her magic and was now floating over to the couch. In fact, she continued placing a hoof against her chest. I'm the one who first introduced you to the books, remember? Why did I feel like this was part of the show one time? Alright, Rainbow said, grinning sheepishly. Twilight smiled. AK Yearling was just might be my favorite author. I know everything about her, where she grew up and where she studied literature, where she wrote the first Daring Do book. Oh, now I know what daring means. If that's the case, why don't you go bug her about why she's not writing that? And I quote out from around a mouthful of cream cheese frostings. Why let me have all the fun? Twilight stuck her tongue out at me, but Rainbow's eyes lit up. That's it. That's a perfect idea. This feels like a show. This feels like the show right now. I'm not sure. Can somebody confirm this? Are we just gonna be daring? So now Max is just part of the show. Wait, what? Twilight asked. Don't you get it? Rainbow asked. The new book is obviously delayed because she needs help dealing with whatever everyday nonsense is distracting her from spending her every living, breathing second writing. She stamped her hoof for emphasis, so I mean fans like me can get to read the new book ASAP. We all know who AK Yearling is at the end, but really is this just gonna be the show now, but with Max / humans implemented into it? Twilight rolled her eyes and shook her head. Think about it, Rainbow pressed. We could help her with her laundry, buy her groceries, cooking her meals, whatever. Now, who wouldn't appreciate that? You don't do that for yourself. It called from the back, earning a snicker from Avera. I don't know, Twilight said, slowly tapping her chin with a... But what? She probably wants most of all is her respect for her privacy. Well, yeah. She could always just say no, Rainbow shot back, throwing a wing over Twilight's shoulder. A glance around the room showed the others were nodding their heads in agreement, smiles on their faces. Why do you all agree with Rainbow? Why? Why did you all agree with Rainbow this time? I suppose you're right, Twilight said, hesitantly chewing on her lip. She glanced over at the couch, her eyes landing on me. It took me a second to realize what she was reluctant about. Don't worry about me, I said, raising up the punch glass. We can hold the fort down while you're gone. Besides, if you don't at least attempt this, I think Rainbow might explode. Twilight glanced at the quivering mass that was Rainbow Dash before looking back at me. She mulled it over for a moment before saying, "Alright, fine, we can go see if she'd like any help." Woohoo! Rainbow cheered before zipping off. What should we do with all the party supplies and food? Rarity asked. She looked around only to find that most of the cupcakes were gone. A pile of wrappers amassing at the foot of the couch. Don't worry about it, Avera grunted, her cheeks bulging. We'll take care of it. Alright then, let's go, Pinky said as she bounced outside after Rainbow. As others filled up the door after her, Twilight pointed a hoof at me. And no drinking while I'm gone. Got it? Holding my hands, I shook my head. I swear, a drop of whiskey shall not touch my lips. But that's just a drop of whiskey. There's a lot of other beer. There's cider. There's a lot of other stuff you can implement. Okay, so he's not going, but so our MC Max is not going, but I'm assuming this is gonna lead like now, since this is gonna be a part of. I'm guessing this is just gonna go into what do you call it? So Twilight's doing that, and we all know that at the end of the day, Rainbow figures out who is AK Yearling is. What's Max is gonna do? Like, they're gonna go, but what's Max's adventure gonna be next chapter? That's the question. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching, listening to what you guys do, and hopefully one day Twilight says she's pregnant with Max's kid, because this is bothering me. I'm like, we're chapter 8 already, and I'm like, these are short stories, of course, but I really want this to be a thing. I really want Twilight to just say it to him. And Luna knows, Celestia doesn't know, her family doesn't know, Max doesn't know, the guards don't know, and I'm just here like, Twilight, come on. The only 2 people, actually 3, because the nurse who healed Twilight and was watching her status knows. The only people who know is Twilight herself and Princess Luna, and I'm like, Luna, please tell me you can just okay, when she gets, chubbier or bigger, I hope they notice, but I hope it doesn't turn into a fat joke for Max, because like I really want to know, or a pregnancy joke. It might be a pregnancy joke, and she said, and Twilight's gonna be like, yeah, I am, and it's just gonna be like a big mind fuck, and like you haven't told me until now, and like that would be so annoying to deal with, and I'm like, Twilight, please just tell him, you dumb mare. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching, listening to what you guys do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
100,000 stories have filled my head as I look for the answers in what I've read. Secretly waiting for my life to change, and with this transformation